Hey everybody, this is Tim with Op-Ed Daily. Imagine a terrorist attack happening in the United States and then our government coming and saying, okay guys, all of your civil rights, they're suspended. Welcome to 1984, right? That's what, we'd be freaking out. We'd be out in the streets. We'd be like, fuck you, that's not happening. Come and take my rights from my cold head hands. We'd have, Charlton Heston out there or whatever. Well, that's what's happening in France right now. After the Paris terrorist attacks, we are witnessing martial law and police state just, bam, instantaneous transition from a rather democratic country to a complete and total tyrannical, totalitarian country. That's what we're seeing. You can't protest there anymore. Websites are being blocked in France. They're getting arrested left and right just for protesting, and then accused of provoking military or police, which, well, that's why we had to arrest them, because they were provoking us. That's what they always say. And just like after Charlie Hebdo, they basically suspended human rights, or suspended, everybody's rights. We're arresting journalists that were printing anything that the government didn't like. Well, now they have made an official request. The French government made an official request to invoke Article 15 of the European Convention on Human Rights. The European Convention on Human Rights is essentially the same thing as our Constitution, but it goes for many countries. And unfortunately, you can apply to remove yourself from that in the event that an emergency happens, a terrorist attack or a war or whatever. However, the Article 15 also says that you cannot derogate from Article 2, 3, 4, or 7. So we'll look at Article 2. It's the right to life. Article 3 is the prohibition of torture. Article 4 is the prohibition of slavery and forced labor. And then we go down to 7, no punishment without law. So let's look at what the French people will lose if this goes through. Article 1 is the obligation to respect human rights. The high contracting party shall secure to everyone within their jurisdiction the rights and freedoms defined in Section 1 of this convention. I'm not going to read all of Section 1, but let's go to Article 5. Right to liberty and security. Everyone has the right to liberty and security of persons. That'd be like our Fourth Amendment, essentially. That'll be gone. Number 6, right to a fair trial. Gone. Article 8, right to respect for private and family life. Gone. Article 9, freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. Gone. You won't be able to practice any religion they deem to be dangerous, which, as you all may know, is going to be Islam. Article 10, freedom of expression. Article 11, freedom of assembly and association. You can't protest. They're already violating that right now. Article 12, right to marry. Article 13, right to an effective remedy, which is, there's a problem. You can appeal or try to get them to fix that problem effectively. That's gone. Prohibition of discrimination is Article 14, gone. Article 16, restriction on political activity of aliens. Article 17, prohibition of abuse of rights. Oh, so now they get to abuse your rights. Article 18, limitation on use of restrictions on rights. So we're witnessing France turn into a totalitarian state. That's what we're watching. All based on a fake, false flag event. And what that means to me is that the global elites are in their final stages of their plan. That's what they're doing. They're pushing the final stages of the plan to take over and rule everybody everywhere. And I say that because you've got the United States basically stuck in a prison. We're all stuck in prison here. In a sense, I don't mean that in the, we can't leave or do anything or whatever, but we're basically indentured to the system. And now in France, it's even worse. It's worse for them. They won't be able to do anything without being arrested or being beaten in the street or being tear gassed or whatever. Kind of sounds like us, I realize that, but it's worse in France now because they're coming out in the open saying, hey, we're violating all of your human rights that were laid out in the European Convention. So to all you French people, I'm sorry you're going through this, but you cannot let them do this. Take the United States as an example and look at all the freedoms that we lost after 9/11 because so many of the people in this nation are cowards, just scared of their own shadow. Oh, please take my freedoms just so you can protect me. I'm sorry, but taking somebody's freedoms is not going to protect them any more than protecting them is going to protect them. You don't need to dominate somebody in order to protect them. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. And France has been surveilling their people just like the United States has been, gathering all this data. Yet the terrorist attack still happened. They had prior noticed that the attack was going to take place. This is all come out in the open, within a damn week of the attack. And there was a training drill the day that it happened based on what happened. They were training for the very same incident that happened. How many times does that have to happen before people start questioning the entire massacre thing? How many of those coincidences are necessary before you're like, what's going on here? When I say you, I'm talking about all you anti-conspiracy people. The ones that all are just conspiracy theorists. I mean, how much of that has to go on before you will open your damned eyes? Seriously. The Boston bombing, training exercise. Charleston shooter, training exercise. 9/11, training exercise. Aurora, Colorado, training exercise. Not only was that a training exercise, but they were teaching people how to do life support in the event that there was a bombing or a shooting in a theater. That was their training exercise. I listed 4, just right off the top of my head. Nearly every single one of the things that have gone on since 9/11 have also occurred on the days of training events for that very same type of incident. Sandy Hook, there's another one. 18 miles away they were doing it. And not only do they do the training on the same day, but it's also in or very close to the city in which it occurs. They're holding the training in the city in which these things occur. And you want to call that a coincidence? I don't think so. Open your freaking eyes, people. Open your eyes. That alone is damn near proof for me that something funky's going on here. But you're just you're like following a cult. You're following your government. You're drinking that government Kool-Aid. You won't stop drinking that government Kool-Aid. You just don't want to believe that your government is capable of killing you without prejudice. But they do, and they are, and they have been for years. Hell, look at the video I just did the other day, Operation Northwoods. They were going to kill their own, United States was going to kill its own citizens and its own soldiers just to provoke a war with Cuba. And you're going to tell me that they aren't willing to do stuff like this? Please, don't be naive. Anyway, I just want to let you guys know that this is going on. You're witnessing the transition from a democratic state to a totalitarian state. That's it. There's nothing more. That's it for now. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the share button, and let me know what you think in the comment section. This is Tim with Op-Ed Daily. Peace out.